We're live, Sheena.
Hi everyone, welcome to another. Is my voice echoing by any chance, guys? Okay, all good. All right, welcome to another session of our office AMA. Today's AMA is a little different. This is not a product demo. This is not a roadmap drop. No burn announcement. Alphas right now from my side. It's all about the people behind NodeOps. So 1 year ago, three individuals made a decision to build, to ship, to stay consistent. And here we are, just proving our theory that NodeOps is no longer a theoretical project, it's a network, a movement, and a culture of builders. So there's something today which we all are going to really enjoy. Flipping the mic again from Eric. So I would be the one moderating this AMA session with three amazing folks from the NodeOps team. Over to you guys, Eric, Sid, and the stage first to introduce yourself. And then we move on to the next set of questions.
Yeah, I'll go first. It's been a year. It's gone very quickly, I would say, and it's been a year full of growth. I would say that's the key term, and I think Sheena, if everyone else can mute themselves, because I think otherwise it echoes. And yeah, full of growth. I would say that's the key word for the first 12 months. You come in being told to wear one hat, but it's seldom the case in crypto. But I would say it's further um, accentuated at NodeOps, right? Because it's a lean team, but we're really busy. And busy, I think, is always a good thing when you're working. And so it's been, beyond fun. Like I can't even remember the amount of things that we were able to achieve, and I think it's easier to do quarter by quarter rather than year by year. So having this opportunity, I think, will be fun to sort of recap how the last 12 months have been, where we're heading, and yeah, also to hear some of the questions from the community. So over to Sid or Navid.
Yeah. Thanks, Eric. So I'm Sid. I'm a product manager. So again, it's lovely to be here at the AMA with everyone. So I think like now, while Eric was just giving his introduction, I just realized that we all three of us joined one at the same day 1 year back. So I mean, it's kudos to everyone, for sticking with Node for such a long time. But yeah, like I mean, just seconding what Eric mentioned that because like I previously came from like web 2, like a completely different background, and coming to web 3, uh it's obviously in the beginning it's very overwhelming, especially understanding the technology, how like what's the psychology of the users. So but one thing which I can say that makes me stick to this industry, and especially NodeOps, is something that there's always innovation happening, like either in like whatever use case, whatever technology, whatever design, whatever product or business. I think web3 industry in general, it's very innovative, or it's very new. Like every month or every second month you're seeing some new narrative or something new happening, right? So when you have to navigate your way through that noise, some people might call it noise, some people might call it like marketing, that's how the marketing playbook goes by. But it just gets a little bit for us to navigate, when so many things are going on in the background. I think that way NodeOps has been very crucial and important in terms of placing where what our vision is, where our products are going to be heading. So I think that's really exciting about like this project in specific and this industry in general. So yeah, that's a brief intro about me and NodeOps. Would love to pass it on to Navid.
Well, thank you, Sid. A year ago, I also joined NodeOps. Uh, I joined via one of my friend already working here. So he referred me like, "Hey, we are looking for a UX guy. Are you up?" So I thought, why not give it a chance? And here I am. Um, so when since I joined, I have like worked on a lot of stuff which NodeOps is right now, and the thing that really stuck with me was the pacing that we move ahead with, and how fast we iterate and how fast we basically register to community feedbacks and their needs, right? So that is like very awesome to be part of some such a ecosystem, such a community at NodeOps.
Lovely, guys. I mean, it just seems like a moment of fraction when I was actually interviewing you guys for your final round and onboarding process. You guys have been so consistent in your answers even today. But this AMA has to be a little bit more unfiltered, a little bit more uncensored, so that our community can actually know the real souls behind a product manager. Whereas, Sid, you should have mentioned your new designation today. And Naved, the couch potato now, so we're going to get the real selves out. Eric has always been very, very poised and very calm in his discussions when it comes, and I'm really looking for that different energy today from three of you. So oh wow, see, Naved has already updated his designation, so that's when he was talking about speed, right? He just proved it. All right, so let's start with the questions. And any one of you can pick it up. And if you want to pass, you can also say that I want to just pass this question. So it's perfectly fine. So first question, but yeah, I'll pick up Naved for this first question. What, like you mentioned that a friend of yours referred, right? So you would have already got an imaginary picture of what NodeOps is. But what was your real impression on day one about the insane, mad running house of NodeOps when you enter your office premises?
So at day one, I guess I already started with the website thing, and I still remember like things were like very fast paced, and I like fast paced. So I was like just on day one, I felt home. Like, yeah, this is the place I would be like sticking for a really long time. And like it was really amazing to see people working on such a calibration of like speed and the things they are doing, how excellent they are doing it. All these things, like I've seen like people like the sort of single-handedly like built all the infra from for console, and the new that time we were like launching testnet, so he was building that. So yeah, like the speed was like very familiar and sort of like the riding factor for me. So yeah.
Amazing. And Eric, I remember yours was a Black Friday initiative, right? The moment you joined us, the Black Friday sale.
Yeah, around those lines. I think the first ask, like funnily enough, the day I joined, the first sort of big ask was to put together the thread for the 1 year mark for NodeOps, right? And so I think there's no better induction than such a task, because you get an understanding of what the team was able to achieve without you for the first 12 months. And but yeah, I would say community initiative wise, it was either the Black Friday or NNN. You remember NodeOps Node November? I still remember when Mukun was sort of shown with the sign, like he almost looked like the dude with the sign from New York. And yeah, so I think those were the first two glimpses of the community exposure, right? And to channel their creativity, and I would say it was also signaled that I think, Navid, if you could mute yourself, sir. I don't know, someone else is. Yeah, the community, like you guys were ready to rumble from day one, I would say. So the community took it immediately, right? Sort of embraced that level of initiative that I was able to bring on, right? Because I'm a pretty enthusiastic guy, and yeah, I mean, it's nice when it's reciprocated. And testnet, I think, was also only like a month after I joined, and the response from the community was just immense in some of the metrics. So maybe that's something that we can delve into after. But yeah, it was just low at first sight, you could say, both with the team and the community.
I know you were such a saver for us, Eric. I just remember the way you were like shipping those campaigns at that moment. It was amazing. And yes, Sid, I remember the moment you came in, I think within 2 days, our vision navigator was there to coordinate with the team, but the entire team had flown to Bangkok, right?
Yes, definitely.
So, what was your impression of day one?
Yeah, actually, in fact, when I had so in fact, like just to let everyone know, so I also stay with someone who works at NodeOps. So practically, my roommate is also flatmate is also with NodeOps. So he mentioned that there's a position. So I applied to it, and I knew in the background what like there was a event which was happening. So I knew the whole team is going to be busy with that. Especially since we're a small team, I can't expect like huge HR processes to happen. So I knew that especially with applying to startups, you have to be fast, you have to be like quick. So I was just thinking, I think my application to NodeOps has been the most I would say unique in terms of all the companies that I've applied to, because I didn't just give my CV or make a project. So what I did was there was, I think, during that time the testnet was going on. So that time we had this thing called Atlas as the branding, and so there was a light paper. What I did, simple, thanks to AI. Actually, AI helped me get this job where I've made like a small write up and pushed it to the AI. It made like a dialogue between two individuals talking about what this space is doing, what NodeOps is doing in general. So I mean, I was myself impressed by that. So I was hoping that that got translated to NodeOps, which it did. So lucky for that. And yeah, I think that was the first day Sheena gave me a message that, okay, the founder likes the video, can you come over to office? So it was that quick, right? And it was just before they were leaving. So I knew that I think this is my golden opportunity to work for this protocol. And that's how I joined NodeOps. And yeah.
Yeah, I still recall both of you getting inducted, Naved and Sid, and the entire team is remotely somewhere in Bangkok enjoying, sending pictures to them, and two guys in the office sitting and waiting for the rest of the team to come back. Well, Sid, that you mentioned about that video, let me drop one line over here for you. The moment that video was shared across with the founders, the first thing said was nothing else. A video is a killer. We need to have this man on board. If nothing, at least he'll do those killer videos for us. All right. So, one quick question now, and you can just answer in a line. Now that you guys have already gone through the induction and see a lot of new people coming in the team, if I or Naman were not doing the induction on day one, what is that one truth bomb or one advice you would like to give to the folks who join NodeOps as your first day advice to them? You can be vocal, you can be unfiltered.
I'll be very prompt in this. It's all deadlines are yesterday, so everything whatever we have to ship, you were supposed to ship before. So I mean, that's the one advice I would love to give.
Wherever you
I would like to say that you have all the freedom in the world, like whatever you want to try. If that aligns with community and experience, you're good to go. Just pitch it to founders, and then that will be like your way to go about it. There is like ownership in everything that you do. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say, like, you need to be good at what you do. Like, I think I mentioned this to Naman. Like, you like, there's no hiding. Like, there's a high stake environment in the sense that um it's an ambitious game that we're playing, right? So like you need to be on top of your game, which to me of how I like to operate is very what can I say, rewarding, right? Because it means that I'm surrounded by highly capable, highly skilled individuals. So you just have to sort of bring it on a daily basis. So, but that's not for everyone, and that's not to say like it's just the name of the game. So I would say for anyone joining and to just, which I think you've done very well. I think Sheena and Naman and Pratik and JD, that everyone, like, there's been a common denominator of everyone I've spoken to who's joined. Like, they're aware, right, of where we're heading, right? So there is that element of conviction that there's not a game, like that it's not a surprise, right? Because otherwise, I think it can be a pretty stark surprise. So yeah, I would say also what Navid mentioned, if you have an idea, be ready to back it up and not just mention it for the sake of, like, to actually have an idea of how you could potentially execute it. And yeah, because yeah, that's I would say, yeah, conviction and accountability. But I think it's a killer recipe.
Thank you so much. Eric and Navid, of course, were very, very kind. And I loved Sid. Every deadline is yesterday. Yeah. Point noted, actually. And okay, let's move on to the next section, which is going to be even more exciting. Something now beyond work. So I think all our community member keeps hearing about what we do, what we are shipping. Our Twitter page is always active. So let's just go a little bit beyond the work. So I have a set of questions here, and I'm not going to lie that I'm going to be reading some questions. So if I'm looking down, so I'm actually looking at the questions. I like to be transparent. All right. So first question, and this I'm going to pick up Sid. What's that one hobby or interest outside of NodeOps to actually keep you sane?
Actually, now if you ask me this question, I can think of many, but one thing which I truly enjoy, especially with NodeOps folks, and when the day is quite heavy, and we just want to relax. We just there's a pool, a snooker parlor nearby, so we love to have a game or two. Even Naveed, I've played with Naveed. We love to have Eric, once play with him, but yeah. So I think, yeah, recently I've started to inculcate like that love for snooker or pool, and yeah, these are the certain activities that we keep on doing. In fact, like we have like set gym sessions where all of us are tracking the streaks of who is going to the gym regularly. So it's like Navid knows about that. So I think that's really exciting, that not only that you're working towards something which is very serious, but you also have some time off to go away from work, get away from all the deadlines, all the tasks which you have to do, and just ease your day, and play just have a slightly chill moment. So that's something which inspires me after work, I would say.
Yeah, keeps you sane. Eric, how about you?
Mm, I think work-life balance is very important, and it comes down to like it's your responsibility, right? Like of what you're able to give as part of the team, and then it's a double-edged sword. That if you give too much to the team and you don't have enough time for yourself, then what you're giving to the team is on a downward slope, right? So I think having the right mix is super important, and for me, it's a mix of, let's say, training. Yeah, without it I'd go nuts, truly. So yeah, train every day. So uh, that comes down to everyone though. Like everyone has a different what can I say, choice of how to pass their time. So I would say training, and then yeah, spending time with my girlfriend and my friends, I would say. So that's what it boils down to. It's um yeah, especially for me. I don't know about you guys. I would say probably for Navid especially, like if you if your mandate, like what your role sort of requires an element of creativity, you need to be able to switch off, like because if you're always on, you're not able to reset, right? And that for me is pivotal. So those things I would say, yeah.
Amazing. Now it's
Uh, Quite a few things I do. Of course, hanging out with like in office itself is very calming. Like we technically fat shame each other to train more. To everyone is fat shaming everyone, and everybody is going to gym regularly, doing some activity. Apart from that, I watch a lot of anime and collect figures. Like I have a lot of figures. I can show you like this. I have a lot. Like all the shelf has been filled with that. So mostly that. And apart from that, I go to swim time to time.
I mean, swimming, I mean, we all can swear by that. We have like seen you going at certain places and just being in the pool. So yes. So I think the team is all full of like good muscles. Yeah. I mean, Naveed and Sid and Eric, if you guys want to show, I'm very proud of the muscles that I have. So yeah, we have a fitness freak team for sure. And I'm very grateful that you all don't go together to the same gym. And thankfully, you all are in different locations. Otherwise, I'm sure it would be building out something there as well. We would be coming out with something on chain or pressing onto certain fundamentals. So I'm glad that you all are going at different places at different times. Okay, next one. Now this is interesting, and you can try to bring out that real something if you want to come out. If I were to organize a talent show at NodeOps, what would you be performing at that talent show? I'm going to start this time with Naveed. I'm not going to give him time to think.
Uh, Mostly about light design session or something like that, or maybe some art and crafty stuff. That's the only thing I can do. Like apart from
Origami.
that, I can't do anything. I can't act. I can't sing. I can't dance anything. Like I can't do anything. That's why the couch potato thing sticks with me.
Oh, suits you. Suits you. What about you, Sid?
I mean, now you've put me into the spot, but like, I mean, I wouldn't consider myself talented in that aspect, but I used to, play instruments. So I was recently I've been like thinking of, going back to playing drums. So, I mean, if in case you have a talent show, there's a music performance, I'll be back at the back playing drums. So yeah, count me in for that.
Amazing. What about you, Eric? I've never asked you this question actually, despite meeting you so many times.
Mm, never had to do it really. I played rugby in the past and they tried to do it, but it always sort of I was able to avoid it and just to change the conversation. But yeah, probably sing like a funny song. I don't know, like I'm not too. The only moment when I'm truly embarrassed is probably when I'm with friends and people sing me like "Happy Birthday" and I don't know what to do. But I'd rather sing literally Adele in front of the Prime Minister of Italy rather than having to live those moments. So if I have to ridicule myself, I don't mind. It's not the end of the world because I would be ridiculing myself. I'm not good.
So maybe you can sing something and Sid can play some backgrounds
No,
and Naveed can do
right?
some animation. I think that could be one talent show that three of us can put together. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
that'd be
next
fun.
time. Yeah. Maybe
I mean,
next.
I sometimes say that if I was not into academics or anything, maybe I would have been definitely somewhere on some stage for sure, doing anything, even if I don't nail it or even if I'm not good at it. But yeah, I always love to be on the stage somehow. Anyways, last question that if Nodops was a movie being directed by Naman, produced by JD Sir, and technical all animations by Prateek, what role would each one of you like to play in the movie, in the actor's role? So, Sid, over to you. What role would you like to play in that movie?
So in fact, like I love this question because I think couple of weeks back, we were having this one festive season where we also completed like 1 year where all the teams were coming together, talking about each other, their experience. In fact, it's coming from the founders, so I would not like to say anything else. I mean, the movie would be definitely Avengers, and since I'm a product manager, I don't have like specialized skills, so GD Sir has, titled me Nick Fury. So I think I just need a eye patch. That's the only thing which is left. But I think remaining, I would be Nick Fury from Avengers.
I'll give it to you. I'll give you the patch.
What about you, Eric?
So you're saying which actor would play me or which role
If
in?
Nodops was a movie, so which movie character would you like to replicate in this movie?
Like what role would I have or who would
Yeah.
play me?
No, you would have to enact a particular role, right? Like he said from Avengers, he would be one of the characters. What about you?
Huh. Then it's hard to say because the story's still being written, right? So you can't really know how it plays out and stuff. But I don't know. Like it's a
Eric, you're the narrative pilot. Come on.
yeah, probably like yeah, but the narrative only really has a role if it's like a Disney movie and like I'm the one narrating and speaking, right? Which it sounds kind of creepy. But I don't know. I'd probably be oh, I really don't know, to be honest. Definitely be a funny character, I would say, and not gloomy in any way. Probably in that sort of respect, try to make people laugh in some sort of way.
All right, all right. I'll allow you to answer that. That's fine. Navid, what about you?
Probably a old guy who is telling the story of the old tale, like sage sort of. So recently I was watching. So it's a Kannada movie called Kantara, and there was one old guy narration on everything, like what happened, all these things. So he was setting the context, and I would love to like play some sort of like narration guy. Eric, don't hate me, but I would love to do that in a Disney movie or something. Anything.
All yours, all yours.
That's nice. That's nice. Any movie character can you guys think for JD, Pratik, or Naman, and you want to say that out publicly on the live streaming? Go ahead. It's fine. I'm there. Come on, guys. I'm always there as not an infra layer, but as a protective layer for the rest of the team. So if
Particularly,
anybody wants to blurt out feelings, go ahead.
I would say probably like Tony Stark is a mixture of Pratik and Naman, both like the business aspect and the tech aspect, right? Because yeah, and was it designer? I'm trying to think of. I'll think of something. I'll think of something for JD. But yeah, that's along the Transformer, the Avengers theme that Sid mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, he's quite a fan of Avengers. Sid, Navid, you guys, stay, live with them, breathe with them, eat with them. Anything that comes to your mind the moment they are out asking, what is the status of this work? What's that one thing that comes to your mind?
First of all, they never ask like what's the state or stuff. They just basic follow-ups like, is it done yet? I will say, yeah, it was done. So we are actually delivering yesterday's philosophy. So apart from that, movie-wise, it's very tough to like categorize those three because they do a lot of stuff. Their role may be one, but they do different. So they have very flexible work environment there. Pratik would be doing something else. So, yeah.
So
All right, all right. Yeah, somebody wanted to say something.
no, I was just like answering this question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since we have like finalized the movies Avengers, and I'm Nick Fury, so would love to, I mean, no one would be ideal to play Captain America, and since Pratik, he's a very techie guy, so for sure Iron Man, where he like all the compute can be his suit, so he can. And with JD sir, there's no creative aspect in like in a character, but I would say definitely Thor or something. When if he has to do something, he'll make sure that the thing is done. So I think that grit or determination is there. So for sure, like the three heroes.
Amazing. You have such great ideas. Whenever somebody asks me about a movie, my movie taste is so bad that I'm actually embarrassed and I end up saying that, sorry, I don't watch movies. I mean, growing up watching Hannah Montana being my favorite TV series, you guys can judge. But yeah, you guys did a great job with this question. So let's move a little bit more now towards back to NodeOps and its vision for 2026. So one thing that the community is actually missing out and doesn't see what goes behind the scene of NodeOps coming up with a new announcement, new work shipping out. I always I think I also named like October and September to be purely shipping out months. So what is that one thing which the community is really missing out behind the scenes, which you would like to kind of make them visualize about a day at NodeOps, or how you spend your time in building that truly something that defines NodeOps? Any one of you, whoever wants to take it up first, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to go?
ahead.
I would
Yeah,
say two things. Everyone is extremely nice given the level of chaos, which is surprising, I would say. Being able to remain level-headed, even though I mean, I chat both with Navid and Sid a lot on a daily basis, and like there's probably like even with Yoshina, but I'd say more operationally speaking with them too, it's like probably 3 or 4 different conversations in parallel at the same time. So I would say it's easy for the average person to probably be overwhelmed by this volume, right? Of and then the other thing is to also retain an element of clarity, right, with regards to everything. So because if you're given the wrong update or the wrong status and something, and you have either like a partner that is awaiting an answer or someone else, then like you're truly relying on the delivery of accurate information always, right? And I would say we love our partners, but I would say with everyone we deal with, more like there's always a pleasant, what can I say, awareness when it comes to pleasant opinion when it comes to working with us. I would say in terms of support. So that's not, yeah. I think behind probably like a campaign announcement or a partnership announcement or a product release, there is a lot of coordination that goes on, and it's only enabled by proper collaboration here.
Amazing. What about you, Sid?
I mean, I think
A day living in Sid's shoes at NodeOps.
I wouldn't want to touch upon that, but like, I mean, I totally agree with Eric for sure. But one thing I would love to mention, I mean, especially, I mean, the community doesn't have the opportunity to see that. But, you know, especially when things are live, for example, we recently had like a deployment for one of the partner protocols. And, you know, we were getting so many queries, so many, uh, you know, traffic on, and so many issues also which were happening uh, with some of the aspects. Now the main thing was the few resources which were allocated for that. I mean, they were actually down. They were sick with, they were under the weather. They were not just, you know, they just had fever. They were down with pneumonia. Navid himself has been down with dengue. In that aspect also, they're working as if, you know, they're just normal. So all of that, it's really hard to, you know, ignore. And especially you know, you cannot post certain things on social media because it's just like, you know, you're begging for attention. But like, since I have the opportunity, I have the stage to say this. But like, for sure, like, there, almost everyone has been, you know, under the weather and fully working, delivering the thing what they have to do, so that the community doesn't, you know, uh, face any issues. So that's one thing which I really like about, you know, how we consider our community, you know, close, very close to us. Obviously they cannot work out of the office, we don't have such a big office. But yeah, I mean, that's the level of, I mean, the relation which we have with the community. So yeah.
Absolutely. I remember that time texting Ashwak as well, one of our engineers, and he texts me that, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, cannot reply on time because I'm down with pneumonia." And I was like, "Why do you even have that phone in your hand?" I mean, it's okay. And same thing with Naved. He's going to the hospital and he's texting the rest of the team. Guys, I am with dengue. I'll be getting admitted to hospital. May not be able to reply that quick.
Yeah, in fact, like, one of our backend devs also, he has some issue, and I think he put like all nighters for like 2-3 days straight. And I think by the end of, like, you know, end of the week, he was just like, okay, I'm done. So I think that was a well deserved rest. But you know, that's the amount of motivation we have towards, you know, what we're doing, or discipline what we have towards, you know, delivering things to the community.
And just before we conclude this part that we're discussing, I would really like to salute each and every team member at NodeOps, because despite them having challenges at personal front, sometimes they have issues with families because most of them are not staying with their families. And health issues are definitely, you know, I mean, of course, none of us are superhumans here. So, but never that has come in between any deadlines. Never have they turned down any of the deadlines that you know, they have communicated to the community. And if at all once or twice we had to deviate from those timelines, the community has always been very supportive and understanding of that fact. So it's a big shout out to the entire NodeOps team, and of course all the community partners, the entire community out there always supporting us. Naveed, over to you. The same question.
Uh, I would not talk about like uh, all the like human aspect, but I would talk about like how fast, like whatever community is seeing, that is like has been uh, through 10 funnels and 10 iterations. and every time something better we realize, oh, we could have improved that, so we improve that and then ship it. So basically something that along those lines, like we are like fast moving, but still we care about our users and their experience. So we as far as like we could, but we make sure like whatever we are delivering should be on top, like, and community never faces any issues regarding the new launches. Yeah.
Amazing guy. Big shout out and a hands saluting each one of you for being a part of the successful journey. Okay, next question. Next question. Let's move on to the next question. And this is going to be the last one relating to vision, and then we're going to jump up to the community questions. So our users, community members have posted some questions for you guys. I'm going to pick them up. But before that, we go to that next section. One last question. What is that one rule that you never break at NodeOps to ensure that you're able to maintain the consistency, you're shipping and creating the right? So that one rule that you ensure it has to be followed irrespective of any of the circumstances, irrespective of even Naman, Pratik, me telling you guys just ship it, but you have this like a no rule breaker thing.
Mm, mm, don't open your mouth unless you know what you're talking about. Yeah, I would say only speak if I've learned this from the beginning, in the sense that yeah, like this always ties back to what I said earlier, in the sense that the team is all very demanding, right? So if you say something like I wouldn't say that it will be used against you, but it's like like it's fine to joke, but I would say always be ready to have, which is great, like in the sense that like your voice is heard, right? So that's a blessing for me. But yeah, I would say your everyone's input is listened to in the team, so that's a responsibility. So I would say my one rule is that if you suggest something, just maybe follow it through before you do, to think of how it could potentially look like. It doesn't mean that you need to have all the details ironed out, but a potential idea. And then it's also like a great training and routine to go through, right? Because you it becomes easier and easier as you suggest different things, and you just become more thorough end to end.
Amazing. But I have a observation for Eric here, and I would really like to praise him for that. I am somehow a very hyper person and always in a hurry to ship out something. And many times, his message will, come on very nicely. There is no need to hurry so fast. Let's go through the entire checks. So I really appreciate that, even if, the other people are trying to pressurize that we are in a hurry to do it. But he's, trying to ensure that, we're not just shipping out for the sake of shipping out. So that that responsibility that he brings out, because he's the one responsible as our narrative pilot, he's ensuring that all his check boxes are definitely done irrespective of how much pressure and rushing I sometimes try to bring unnecessarily. Yeah, Sid and Navid, what about you guys? One rule that you guys definitely have to follow irrespective of whatever is going around.
I mean, so one thing with building in specific, and when it comes to NodeOps, I think that's something that we follow. Since we know, like, crypto, it's a very volatile market, right? Right now, also, you never know market's gonna go up, down by how much. So there's this, like, mostly the fluff is around, what's happening in the markets, what's happening with the tokens and all. So when you focus on just that, you sometimes, miss out the main vision that you're working towards. So that's one thing that we always are, through whatever cycle, to hype cycles, to whatever season it may be, we're always there building and understanding the user, what the user wants, understanding the psychology of both, like, in whether it be builders, whether it be crypto degens. So that's the main thing, that no matter what happens in the market, like, even if, let's say, bit bitcoin goes to zero, it won't, but we will be there. We will be there, building stuff, because we believe in the future, what crypto has, what we are building. So I mean, small volatility or even high volatility doesn't affect how NodeOps works. So that's one thing, which that's the build philosophy which we have.
Amazing. Navid, what about you?
Uh, Mostly about the quality of craft I deliver. Even though you are rushing or anyone is rushing, I just sometimes I ignore message until unless it's done. So I just like yesterday, right? So you were you needed a PDF sort of for some campaign, and I was just like it will be done, no rush, but so yeah, until I deliver the quality. Sometimes sometimes I get like I have a lot of stuff to work on, but JD is my final check. When JD sir looks at it and says could be better, then I come back again and then do it with quality and then we ship it. So I would never uh, sacrifice on quality. Yeah.
Yeah, like last night you waited for me to go to bed and then you messaged me. I know that. I know the message timing yesterday. I sent him 4, 5, 6 messages. He did not even open them. And then when I was off to bed, after 10 minutes, his messages are coming. So now I know it. Thank you, Navid, for this amazing reveal that you just made. I'll be cautious. Thank you, guys. And that was really nice and interesting. Now, moving on to our last section. So, we had a quick campaign out for our community people out there. So, we asked them that, you can ask questions, and three of them are going to pick up two best questions, and we're going to be airdropping a small portion of note to the questions that have been selected. By the way, you guys have a lot of fan following. What's anyone wants to give the count of questions they received?
Sheila,
Yeah, I mean,
Sheila,
I
maybe don't move as much the papers because the noise.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for
Yeah,
that. Thanks, Eric.
no worries.
So yeah. All right. So I think you guys got like a lot of tagging, a lot of questions asked. But yeah, you guys have taken out time to pick up two best questions. So I'm gonna ask first, this is for you, Eric. And it comes from our user, Mr. Daniel. So here, Daniel, you have been one of your questions has been selected. His question is, how does it feel like for you transitioning from ZK Sync to NodeOps, and what lessons has your 1 year at NodeOps taught you?
I'll keep it brief. So how did it feel transitioning, right? From CK Sync to completely different ball game, going from an ecosystem protocol to an actual protocol. So it's better suited for me, I would say, to have a more granular approach of the protocol vision, mission, and you contributing to it. And although it was great to work with as part of the CK Sync team, and so I would say it probably helps, in my opinion, to have the clearer, more defined objective in mind and just one journey to follow. And what's it taught me? Just to be relentless, I would say, in a way, but in a good way. So you're not. I would challenge most people to be used to this pace, right? I'm sure there are other working environments such as NodeOps, like definitely, because we're not just aliens, but it's a demanding environment, and it's not for everyone, in the sense that I think you need to be a little cracked, but in a good sense, to keep up and like it, because you have to like it, right? So I would say a blessing to be able to work at this pace, and to learn how to work at this pace and deliver, right? Because I would say anywhere you go in the future, like anyone, where they go, wherever the future endeavors will be, hopefully, of course, it will be like NodeOps to the moon. But I think no one will be at a loss compared to someone else wherever they will go, right? And then if they have to pick up something new, the NodeOps approach will expedite their learning process.
Thank you so much, Eric. That was really nice. And yeah, I hope, Daniel, that answers your question. For Naved, we have a question from KateCipher.eat. So Cypher has asked you three questions. You may just choose whichever one you want to answer. So I'm going to ask you all the three. You can just pick up one, whichever you feel like answering. Which product or tool in the NodeOps stack do you think had the biggest impact on user experience? His second question is, how do you see decentralized node operations evolving in 2026, especially with the new L2s launching? And lastly, his question is, how do you balance UX simplicity with complexity of multi-chain infrastructure?
All right, I'll summarize all three in one. So the most impactful definitely would be our console, where like the majority of the people find it very useful and very easy to deploy any node. And second would be our portal, where people can do all things DeFi with our token. Apart from that, I feel to simplify all the UX issues, don't consider chains as chains. Like it just consider that as a working in a backend. Don't consider it as an experience thing, because definitely speed and all the things is very important. But I think invisibility from chains are very important. Whatever chain we have worked till now, uh, people users will know which chain we have worked with, but we don't say or we don't have different infra for each one of them. In So people can manage all their nodes in one platform, one dashboard in our console. So basically combining all the gibberish which is going on into a simplified experience would be the way to go for other products as well.
Amazing. In fact, I've started using very frequently the bridging, facility that's available at the portal, and believe me, it's one of the most simplified versions I've ever come across. So easy, so quick. So yeah, definitely will vouch for that one. All right, Sid. So there is a question from Crypto Josh 101. His question is relating to X402. And he says, will Noros provide SDKs on developer tools to help projects adopt a X402 easily? And in continuation, he asks, what kind of industries or projects could benefit most from this coming up on NoRops?
I mean, that's a very good question, since like recently we have had this concept, of not concept actually, in practical, where you can use the HTTP protocol and use a method which was initially not used, and now you can actually transfer crypto. So what you can, like, how I see this, you can basically make any button or any UI component like monetizable. You can you can click on any button. You can if let's say any feature wants to be if you want the feature to be paid, then there's a certain amount of cost that you can ask from the user, so certain crypto that gets transferred in a seamless fashion, and then you can uh, go ahead with making monetizing your products or apps. So definitely, like, since what we NodeOps is aiming to do is we're building out tools for developers and compute for making both the things align, because you have the compute and you develop on top of it. So definitely we will be rolling out not just X402 but certain technologies, making like SDKs or developer kits, tools for, or templates, which we would be seeing on our marketplace soon, where if you're a developer and you want to use certain components which we have used or our community has used, that's the whole point of what we're doing. That's the whole point, that whatever, even if you're making something in a fragmented way, that gets onto the marketplace, and other builders, other executors can use that. So that's the whole concept. And coming to the second part, which industry, I would say this feature would be industry agnostic. Like, you wouldn't, like, it just wouldn't be one particular industry. Initially, obviously it'll be from like crypto, Web3, but I would say I would see this going into like the entire tech industry. So
All right, that's nice. And I hope our user was able to get the answer. So, Sid, I'll ask you the next question as well, which comes from the user called Dina07. And the question is, looking back, what's one decision or moment that didn't seem huge at the time but ended up shipping the whole direction of NodeOps this year?
I mean, so one moment, I wouldn't consider it as at a one moment instance, but you know, sorry, Sheena, if you could just repeat the question, I just lost my.
So basically, she wants to talk that, something which, we started off and it didn't seem to be that huge, but was basically like leading the vision for this year.
No, for like as I mentioned before, also like it's the build philosophy what we have, right? I mean, you build, and like whatever fluff is going out in the market, you're not phased by it. You're unfazed by it. You have to, keep on going, building, trust in what you're delivering, trust in what you're solving, the value that you're providing. I think that's the key thing that you need to focus on. Rest other things, they will be fluff. There's going to be a lot of distraction, a lot of rumors, or a lot of information which is very speculative, I would say, in general, in nature. So when it comes to especially parameters which is beyond your control, don't focus on anything which is that. Focus on something that you're building, and I think that's the key thing that we have inculcated in not just us, but in the company culture, where uh, you know focus on a problem, focus on who you're solving it for, and then finally just execute.
Absolutely. It draws a lot of attention to the discussion we had yesterday. All right. Thank you, Sid. And yeah, the users also kind of, complimented us, saying that she has immense respect for what we are building. So thank you so much for the kind words. Eric, the second question for you is asked by Fremzy Flix. If Noros were a person, what stage of his life would he be right now? A toddler discovering new world, a teenager pushing limits, or an adult building the future?
Yeah, this question made me laugh, right? Because it almost feels like a year, and NodeOps is like a dog year. It's like a seven years of a human, because it's intense, but in a good sense. Piggybacking off what Sid mentioned, I would say all the products are brought to life with the long-term mindset, right? Like we are reactionary because it is an innovative environment. So you have to sort of readily deliver on what the latest user need is. But everything is brought to market with scale in mind. So I will answer the question, by the way. This is just a caveat. But so I would say just getting started. So maybe not like an infant, but maybe like someone who's just getting out of elementary school, right? Who's learn how to read and write. And I would say the team now has a pretty decent understanding of what makes for a great product, right? And one thing is this, for full transparency, by the way, I think one thing is node management and node orchestration, which I think we aced, right? But dealing with the compute market, cloud solutions, like you're dealing with the Amazons of the world and the Googles of the world. So these are the biggest companies in the world, employing thousands of people worldwide, right? So I would say, yeah, it's an exciting journey ahead, and we're just getting started. But I would say probably that's the phase.
Amazing. Glad we are out from the trouble twos and terrible three stage.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when I look at NodeOps, I feel like it's that that kid from school who's finally deciding that who is he, gaining their inspiration, and which is that thing or person or profession that he wants to choose to
Right.
ace in that. Right. And yeah, I can't forget Naman calling Node token as a baby out in this market. So
That's true.
yeah, I think as a project, definitely we have crossed that stage. But yeah, as a token, yes, definitely we are a baby out in the market trying to find its right path and adoption at the moment. All right, that was nice. So Naveed, for you, we have a question from God's Powerroot 3. And the question is, how will NodeOps build a reputation system for compute providers that reflect uptime, reliability, and performance? And how might that tie into on-chain metrics and staking commitments for the node token? Perfect question for
Okay,
you, actually.
so this is very nice idea to have a reputation system of sort for all the compute providers. A lot of platform does not do that, and we have the opportunity. I think we should build it. So we have most of the data with us, and whoever is providing compute with us, we can take those data on chain and then basically rank them based on their uptimes and all the necessary information. Based on that, um, so every time someone is providing compute to us, they need to stake a certain amount of node token in order to be eligible for. By the way, if you stake token and provide compute, you will get rewarded for that as well. So if you have like bunch of compute running, just not utilize, please go ahead and provide that to NodeOps. Apart from that, so this can be built like sort of leaderboard sort of thing, which I can imagine where people can find with utilization score and uptime, all those things we can provide, and then people can decide like which company they want to choose to run their workloads and stuff. So yeah, this is a really good idea. We might build it in coming months.
All right. Thank you so much. Totally enjoyed doing this AMA with three of you. And would be very under, spoken if I just say that, thank you and gratitude. But what I strongly feel right now is you guys are not just doing your job responsibilities, you're actually building the culture. And where we are today is definitely because of the contribution that you guys have brought in, the passion that you guys have brought in. And, wouldn't have ever dreamt for a better team. So with this, it ends my AMA. But yeah, I would love that if you guys want to leave back one thought, one closing line, something like a punchline, just go ahead and do leave something out there for our community members.
Okay. I would say thank you, Sheena, by the way. Of course, it's not easy to, I know that, to moderate. You've done great. And I think this is a great tradition to have, to also reflect, because I was speaking to Naman when I spoke with him one-on-one, that it's we move at 1,000 miles per hour. It's sometimes you miss the chance to reflect, right, on what's been done and achieved. Thanks, NodeOps, of course, but I would say the best is yet to come. I would say it sounds cheesy, but just getting started, really. And the best is yet to come. So if you think that what we've been able to achieve so far is special, because it is special, of course, but I think it's just the start, because I think once you get a hint of the potential of what you could achieve, you get addicted to it. And I would say that's where we're heading.
Amazing. Sid, what about you?
Firstly, again, like thank you, Sheena, for moderating this. It was quite smooth. So one thing I would just say is like NodeOps as a team, it's very like innovative in nature, very hardworking. So would love to for everyone to stick through the journey, try out what we're solving, give us feedback. It's like a two-way street. So I mean, yeah, just stay tuned for the innovations which we're building, and especially for you guys. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Sid, so much. Naveen.
Yeah, I mean, thanks, Sina, for hosting this amazing session. I would leave the community with a message like, thank you for trusting us till now. And definitely, we are building a lot of good stuff. So it will be very exciting what we are going to launch. We are working on it really. So I would not say a lot, but it is some sort of like kind of one-stop solution sort of thing that we are working on. I will not reveal a lot, but again, expect something really cool to be published or like announced very soon. So, yeah.
So I said no alphas probably in this AMA, but yes, we cannot stop ourselves from dropping the alphas. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And a quick announcement for the winners. So we'll soon publish your names on a post and soon get in touch with you, and you will have your note dropped shortly. So yes, thank you so much for staying in tune today, and thank you, three of you. And we'll be back soon the next week with Eric, of course, taking back his seat. I will not be swapping this or kind of hijacking his seat anymore. Hopefully. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day, rest of the day. And yeah, keep watching for more updates on the NodeOps channel. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. G Note.